Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jay the Trucker, and I am sitting here and I was just thinking about when I took my CDL test, so with rail transport, so I'm gonna share my experience with y'all. I can't really remember how I figured out about rail transport, but I know the reason why I chose to go with them was because my recruiter, her name was Amanda. She lives in Wisconsin. She was super polite. She kept in contact with me for weeks while I was working on my other job. Just updating me, you know, making sure I was studying, helping me out, giving me tips. Everything. I know a lot of people say recruiters lie. They don't tell the truth. In my instance, my recruiter kept it 100 with me. Like, I'm going to just be flat out serious. Nothing she told me was untrue. She told me the good, the bad, the ugly. We talked on the phone when she was out of work hours on her personal cell phone. It wasn't too much bad she had to say, but obviously her husband worked for them. So they made a pretty good, decent living. She's a recruiter. He's an hourly driver. So they make a nice living off of rail. But anyways, I'm going to go into my CDL story. So I ended up staying in the hotel for 3 weeks in Appleton, Wisconsin, where I trained out at. And I was noticing out of like 11, 12 people, when we were staying at the hotel, when we would get out of class, a lot of people would go to the pool, was going out to get drinks, even though we weren't supposed to. Wasn't waking up on time, getting out of there. Class always started late. And a lot of those people didn't make it. Out of like the 12, 13 people, it was only like 6 of us that passed. I feel really bad because it was a really short guy. And I mean, young guy like me. He tried his hardest, but he had a trainer that was just not... she was new to training, and she definitely was not people's person, a kind-hearted type person, you know. I'm not even saying you have to be super nice, but you have to know how to interact with different personalities when you want to be a trainer, especially something like this that is life. You put your life on the line every day you start the truck up. I'm going to say that in every video. So you got to get these people prepared to even go out with a trainer, because that's a different world. But anyways, I trained with Jeff. I can say it now, I don't work for them no more. So I trained with a guy named Jeff out in Appleton, Wisconsin for 3 weeks. I had an amazing training time. My roommate, Chris, we're still in contact to this day. He no longer works for them, but, you know, I keep in contact with him and 2 other fellas. But CDL test exam day was pretty freaking nervous. While you are out there taking your test, this is just for the Appleton terminal. This is my experience. I was nervous. I'm getting nervous even thinking about it, y'all, but it was not bad, you know. Like, when you're taking your test, take your time. Make sure you remember to breathe. You will forget minor things, but they will give you I think I got it actually. They will give you a pamphlet, something like this, to remember. I got this from Swift. Yeah, it's all beat up, but they will give you some type of pamphlet that has your, let me see, all your 17-point safety and check, your pre-trip inspection thing. So it will kind of help you out on your pre-trip. You will get a letter A, B, C, or D. I just know you get some type of letters. And it will either be you have to do the whole truck, tractor, and the left side of the trailer. Or, you know, just either one, vice versa. You only have to do a certain portion on the test. You might not have to do the whole test. Fortunately, I got the whole test, and that was probably the easiest part, because doing your pre-trip every day for those 3 weeks when you go around that truck, you start to form yourself into a groove, like a rotation. You know what to look for, what's next, what's on this side, what's not on this side. You do the examination on the truck that you have, so you know certain things, and when it's different, what trailer, blase, blase. So you're going to start off with your pre-trip inspection. If you pass that, you will move on to the backing portion. If you do not pass that, they will send you back in, and then you usually take your test again. The test we took was on Thursday because the holidays was Friday. Thanksgiving was, I don't know, it was something like that. They weren't going to be open all day on the holiday or whatever. They got that Friday off, so we had to end up taking ours Wednesday and Thursday instead of Thursday and Friday. So usually then when you come back, you take it on Monday or Tuesday if you're comfortable, or you could do another week or whatever you wanted to do. So yeah, I passed that. I got really nervous doing my pre-trip inspection, but it was just different. Oh, and I did want to say I took my examination. Roehl Transport do have their own Cdl examiners, and I took it with the boss man. He was super helpful. I'm going to get into that part of the story. So after I did my pre-trip, he noticed that I was pretty nervous, like I was shaking. I was forgetting minor things, double saying things. So just take your time, make sure you study. I got to my backing part. So the whole 3 weeks I struggled with doing a 90. Like, I couldn't do it. The hardest thing for me, even when they had you back around the whole parking lot where the empty or loaded trailers are at the rail terminal in Appleton, I struggled doing that. I could not focus to tell you guys where the back of that trailer was going like I can now. But I never had my mirrors properly adjusted either, so I was basically going off. I was one of those guys that was scared and wouldn't ask a question, but I will say Jeff made as comfortable as possible as he could, and he would always say no question is a stupid question. But an unanswered question will always be a question you wonder about. So I passed the pre-trip inspection, and I went to the backing portion. This is where I got all my points at, majority of my points. The straight line back was the easiest one. Then when I did my offset, I struggled so bad. I think I got 4 points on my offset. And then that was the worst one, my offset. Then when I did my 90, that was the easiest one on my examination. But literally, I put it in I basically had it in a 90-degree angle, and I had the tractor push the trailer all the way in as much as I could. I cut the pie in half, or the parking spot in half, did one pull-up and made it in there. Easiest part. He definitely gave me tips. He talked with me. When I pulled the horn, if I would have stopped an inch earlier, I would not have passed my backing portion, but I did pass that. So eventually, I would have got an auto examination fail. I drove the whole time with one hand. Once I got comfortable with him and I got to the driving portion of the test, I drove the whole test with one hand. But that is an auto fail, and they do not play games about it. But it was the holiday season, and everybody was ready to get home to their families. He did allow me to pass. I just did the driving portion. It proved to him that I could do it. Once I caught myself, like, we was 2 miles away from the terminal. I started driving with two hands, but he knew I knew what I was doing. So I was very nervous. So a few tips to pass your Cdl examination test is, when you go, well, first off, before you can even go anywhere, you have to get your Cdl permit. You go to the Secretary of State, I did not read the book. I couldn't tell you, so I was a little bit behind in the class, but they definitely work good. I think it was Jeff and Jason. They definitely do work well to get you caught up. I use Cdl Prep and Cdl apps on the iPhone. I never did that. I studied all day and night book work at the hotel, and then when I was at the terminal, I focused as much as I could on learning the truck, making sure I'm comfortable with the truck. I know what to do. My pre-trip inspection when it comes to the brake check part, anything driving the truck back in it, that's what I focused on the whole time. I didn't care nothing about the paper, nothing about the pre-trip. You only get so much time with the truck, so that's what I focus on at the hotel. Paperwork, I could use the app, read the book, use my notes that I took with them. It don't matter. So that's how I had it set up. The first day, not the first day, the second day. The first day when you go in, you're going to do a bunch of paperwork. The second day, it was in Wisconsin in the middle of November. It was just raining, so it was wet, nasty outside, super cold. It started snowing. We were still out there going over the truck. It was raining and snowing one day. I mean, my pants were soaked, my hoodie was soaked. We were still out there going over that truck, practicing. They do take this very serious. This is what it's going to be like in the day-to-day life of trucking, so we still have to go out there and do it. Another tip when you're practicing is if you go on Google and you search Daniel's pre-trip, one of the bars should pop up under truckandtruth.com or something similar to that. Daniel's pre-trip have a picture of every part. They're not bent, not broken, whatever the saying is, and it explains to you what that part is. That is a major, major, major help, because during my pre-trip inspection on the examination, I was forgetting the name of the part, but I could definitely tell you what the function of it was, if it's properly mounted, not damaged, not leaking. Though that's the words we had to use. I could tell you, you know, the specs about it, everything like that. I could give that to you. So that's another big thing that helped. Make sure you rest. I slept on my pre-trip examination packet the night before. Just study, guys. Focus, because when you're out there and you're getting ready to take that test, this is definitely a good, you're getting ready for a career change. You're jumping into a different type of industry, so you want to know what you're doing out here, because when you get with that trainer for phase 2, it's definitely it's the real world out there. Everything is not by the book when you're out here driving on the road and you're governed at 65, and there's other trucks out here that's going 80, 75, 85 past you. So know what you're doing. That also helps your trainer out when you go with them for your phase 2 or whatever your company calls that second phase once you pass and you're with your trainer. But I don't feel like I got any more information on that. But I do want to say, you know, thank you to all the subscribers I've been getting. I love the support you guys been giving me. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give me some feedback, and let me know how I'm doing with these videos. So again, it's Jay the Trucker, and stay tuned for the next video.